think everybody sounds cool.
You might need that ginger tea, girl.
Oh yeah, but I've been doing it. And sea moss. Yeah, no, I knew something was going to come, but being out in the rain in wireless.
Oh, how was it? I can imagine it wasn't.
No, it was good. What about wireless?
Yeah. My friend's son is in a group called No Guidance.
Okay.
So we went for that.
Oh, that's cool.
I spent time
Management.
It was full of young people.
Oh,
But
yeah,
I
it
had
looks
so
young,
much fun.
But I like how they've done the stage now.
Yeah.
That looks quite cool.
What's different about what's
Look at me
different
looking
about
at
the stage?
staging. No, it's how they've split the crowd.
Okay.
So there's like a central corridor, so to speak. It's not a corridor, but it's how they separate them, so they're not all just meshed into each other.
Okay. I know usually it'll just be like
one
minute
Yeah,
of people.
so exactly. So it's like in two sections.
Okay.
But it's really, I like how they've done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you go into each section in a different way as well. So
Okay.
from
More
the
crowd
VIP,
control.
you could go in and be right in front of the stage. And then they had another layer, and then they can queue up and they can go in, and you're right by the stage.
Okay.
So it's like you can't get that crowd push.
Okay.
It just looked really, I like how it was managed.
And you enjoyed yourself? Why?
Why?
Lots of free drinks.
Okay. That's because you were VIP, right?
Yes.
Who did you see?
Who did I see? Flo.
Okay.
No Guidance. Bryson Tiller.
Yeah.
Why is it Bryson Tiller like
That's
that?
his name. I
Yeah,
think
look what she did.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, there's going to be
I
some
have
I don't know.
no
but I know
clue who
Bryson.
this dude was.
That's
NFL.
hard.
Who?
NFL or NFE Chopper?
No.
No.
NLE.
Excuse me?
NLE.
NLE.
NLE
No,
Yeah.
Chopper.
What does he do?
Who's
He's
that?
just a rapper.
Rapper.
Is he a good rapper?
Yeah, he's I don't know what your taste is, but he's like a US
Do you like
rapper.
him?
I don't listen to US, but he's famous in the
What?
US.
Do you know what? That's
Oh,
amazing.
you don't listen to
In this
US.
day and age, we've got enough.
Oh, I love that.
We
Well
don't-
done, you.
That's
I
mad.
like that. Good job, Auntie.
He was good.
But that's mad. But that's actually mad. It's like.
I haven't heard that before. Isn't that wicked?
Set of
Not him
artists.
getting approached for basic shit.
No, but it's like
I don't mind.
I like the fact that he's not. I don't listen to US rap. I just listen to
I'm just like it's just interesting that
Which is probably
Yeah,
we've got enough.
change.
We've got enough talent.
yeah, it's good though.
Yeah,
That
because
they
there's a
don't
whole
have to.
industry now. You don't have,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Who else? So they came through.
Did you see Ice Spice?
She was the day before.
What day did you go yesterday?
Yeah, Ice Spice was on Friday, but I heard a lot about her show.
Was it
People
good?
saying it was good. Yeah.
Okay.
Party looked sick though, I can't lie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did she have like people who dressed like her
You
all
got
around?
Let's go to the party. We were actually considering going to the after party, the Amazon Plus 44 after
Yeah.
party.
Oh yeah.
And then I see that Jay Huss was there performing, but
Yeah.
we didn't know. I was like, I can't, I was already gone
Yeah.
from in there. Getting home was something else. And it was like, if I go to this party, this ain't happening today.
Okay.
So you're
Oh, you
responsible. Good
sacrificed.
girl.
Yeah.
Jay
No,
Huss
she
for us.
shouldn't sacrifice.
But I didn't know he was going to be there.
That's what she said
Would
to
you
do.
have gone if you knew he was going to be
What did
there?
you say? Props for basic shit.
if I'd known Jay Huss was going to be there, I probably would have. I would have passed through. But I didn't know. I thought, you know, a festival after party.
Yeah.
They're not always good.
No, they're not. But if Amazon Plus 44, I would have thought it would be alright.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And also, people there were so young. I did see Chucky. He was there. Did see Poet. Who else was in there?
Did you see Ace and that lot as well?
Nadia J.
No,
She
Nadia J.
Yes,
Yeah,
she was
so Nadia-
headlining yesterday.
Yeah, I saw
I was there for her whole set. Because
Oh,
the boys
okay.
went on after her.
Okay.
So
And how did you do? What was the reception to them?
amazing.
Oh, that's
This
so
is like
cute.
their first festival ever.
Oh.
They've only been together a year. To
Oh,
get on the
really?
main stage at
Yeah.
Wireless,
That's
Wow.
huge.
phenomenal.
I remember going to Wise and seeing Wizkid on a small stage and
I
like.
was on stage 2.
Yeah.
This is where I thought they were going to be. I
Yeah.
thought they were going to
They
be
were
on
on the
stage
main
2. They were on the
stage.
main stage.
That's
Looks sick.
Yeah. They had, I think they estimated maybe 10,000.
How many
People in
songs did they sing?
4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Full on crowd participation. People were singing, there was fans
Were you
crying.
like this?
Really?
I had
There
tears
were
in my
fans
eyes.
crying.
All of the parents were like,
Oh, I love
okay,
that.
you see now. I'm like, but listen, this is Wireless.
Yeah,
They
this
That's
is a big-
huge. That's a big
Wireless.
deal.
Yeah.
I'm just like, really crying?
Yes.
Have you never cried at a
I mean, I
concert?
would cry.
No, I haven't.
I think I cried when I saw Jodeci.
Serious?
Yeah.
You saw Jodeci?
I saw Jonas.
No, that's
Oh
not.
my god!
Yeah,
I
and
saw
Seriously?
I didn't have a
Properly.
ticket. So me and my friend, yeah, and this is mad where it was. Me and my friends, it was me, Valerie,
crazy.
and I think Benedicta. And we just was like, fuck it, we're gonna go down to Wembley. We're gonna get in to see Josie. We have to, yeah. And we got there, tickets out, bought the tickets,
Yeah.
got in,
Mm-hmm.
made our way to the front. We was at the front screaming for Dalvin. Yeah, man. I was
Is it the
17
one that was in the multi
God.
concert? We had other people on the bill, but that's the one I went to and saw.
with what's his name?
I can't remember. But yeah, there was one where there's a bunch
What's
of
the
people on
guy that was
it.
there?
What Father
with them?
MC?
Yes,
What
Father
Father
MC.
MC? I think that was
Father
one
MC.
where, there's one when they came out.
That's the one.
Yes.
But it was their concert. I think he was their warm up.
No, I saw a concert where Jodeci came. I don't know which one it was. I don't think
Yeah.
it was their concert, but they were there. I think it was like a multi-build event. I can't remember.
No, this
Definitely
one it
saw.
was their concert.
I remember when someone managed to get good pictures. They were going around college and people were selling the guy with whoever took the pictures was selling the pictures. They had bare. I bought a couple. I got them.
Did you buy
No, I didn't pay for them, but someone had close-ups of all of them, and they were either being shot or you could
I cried.
such a brilliant
When I
idea.
went, I flipping cried and I was before I'd gone to that concert. I was like, people are stupid. Why are you crying when you go to a concert? Because like like the girls in school would go
Yeah.
see flipping
Take
New
that.
Kids on the Block and
Yeah,
take that, and I
yeah,
cussed them.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what's your problem?
No, that's
When I
crazy.
went to see Joe the Sea,
Oh my
I was
god!
like,
There's something about it though.
It's
When you get that close
emotional.
proximity.
Yeah.
I think it's all of the energies as well.
Yeah.
I remember, and I don't know why, but I was screaming for Jason Donovan at Tobacco Docks. I even like Jason Donovan, but we just managed to be in the front, and I just got caught up. And, like woke up to myself, just being Jason.
no.
I can't even actually.
I couldn't. No,
Actually,
I was
like-
waiting to hear which Jason.
Jason Donovan.
What was Jason Derulo?
No, that's worse.
And that's what she said, because I literally probably would have been about 30 with Jason Derulo.
If you cried, who knows? There's a grown woman out there who cried at Jason
And
Derulo.
she
for
needs
sure.
Oh yeah.
That grown woman needs help.
Not necessarily. It might be her.
That's
I definitely cried at New Kids on the Block. I was one of the girls that cried. It was when Joey sang "Please Don't Go, Girl."
I was never a fan of New Kids on the Block.
Me neither.
I
I
did.
hated them.
No.
Because when you were black and in a white area, especially, you like you drew for as much blackness as you could. So all the black girls like New Kids on the Block and all the white
But
girls
all
like
the,
Ross.
but
Well,
I think I was like one of the only people that didn't like New Kids on the Block, and I went to school in Ladbroke Grove. And
Oh,
I-
serious?
I
Yeah,
didn't like
everybody
them.
did like New Kids.
They, everyone liked them. I
I
wasn't
love
there.
them.
No, do you know?
I like Ross though. You didn't like Ross?
I don't know. Well, we kind of. I didn't mind one or two of the tunes, but to be fair, like to assert your blackness, you had to like New Kids on the Block. But I did genuinely like them.
One of Ross nearly.
Even though they
What?
were
Yeah.
versions of New Edition.
In Hammersmith, I'll never forget.
What?
In Hammersmith on Kings Road, one of the Brosk boys, I don't know which one it was, but one of the twins nearly ran me over.
Why? How? Like,
In his car.
no. I mean, what was the
Was
sound?
he
Scenario?
chased by the paparazzi or was
No,
he
he was just speeding down the road,
Speeding?
and I was crossing the road, and I was like, ah! And then it was him.
Oh,
Yeah.
not like he
Wow.
intentionally like.
Nah, he
let me
didn't
get
like,
you.
nah, he didn't
God,
see me
he's
and was
some
like,
sort of
black girl,
train.
I'm going to kill. No.
We watched that
Imagine
documentary.
who remembers this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That'd
who
be
I
so
always ran
bad.
over.
Have you seen that documentary?
Maybe that's why he
No.
likes
And
black
Matt
girls
Goss
now.
is strange.
Really?
Which one's that? The one
That is
that's
the lead.
yes.
And he walks
And
about
it's-
himself
yes.
in the third person.
It's Luke.
stuff like that.
Yes, he does.
Luke
He's
is
a
kind of
weird
more
one. Luke is
sane.
okay.
Matt's
He's
a
got a
bit
black
odd.
chick. He's okay.
Because he's got a black chick.
No, I'm just
And Greg was just super quiet.
Was he? I can't even remember if he
Anyway,
was.
I feel like I've watched the doc.
It's a really good documentary, but they didn't realise how it was going to go.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the outcome of the because I remember I watched it for Biffa. The outcome of the documentary and where they didn't think that they well, especially Matt
Yeah, Matt.
didn't like how he was represented, but
But-
you represented yourself.
Doing third person shit.
Yeah,
He seems super conceited.
Yeah.
very
So-
much so, and didn't
You
like the
understood
fact.
why they broke up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and didn't really like the fact that Luke was off on his own journey doing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really odd.
Jealousy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit of a mad one.
Welcome to Your Aunties Could Never. I'm Auntie AK and I'm here with.
That's Farah.
Auntie Nana?
And Auntie Sade.
Yo. I don't know. I almost wanted to DJ and be right there, or Charlemagne, I don't know. We're here at the Hive Garden Studios.
I don't know why I did that.
Guys, if you want to join us in this madness, please email hive@gardenstudios.io or DM @Guardian Studios HQ for your chance to record your podcast film content, rent office space, and listen to a multitude of pee jokes.
Before you start your work.
Before you start your work.
Be creative.
Guys, do we have an enemy of progress this week, or anyone want to welcome to the family?
I have an enemy of progress.
Who's your enemy of progress?
My enemy of progress is Keke Palmer's baby daddy.
Ooh.
Can we hold that?
Yeah, we can, because that is actually a story as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
But he's also still my enemy of progress, so we
Okay.
can't talk about him, but on the side note.
Mine, do you have one or not?
Here you go.
Mine is Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. They're my enemies of progress because rich people having rich people problems with their and just playing games with our social enjoyment. Elon's got a parody account on Twitter, and he called Mark Zuckerberg a lizard boy, because he's basically released Threads, the meta version of Twitter. His Threads, which went nuts over the weekend, everyone signed up.
It's over 100 million followers.
You know, and Elon's just cussing. It's like you just literally copy and paste. What if I copy and paste it Instagram? So
Do it.
do it when they can do it. It's not really. It's actually more funny than enemy of
It's
progress.
so petty, yeah.
But it's just the fact that, guys, I just want to have my social media platforms in peace. Don't start messing about and tweaking and all that type
Can
of
I
shit.
tell you what I did like? I did like when Mark Zuckerberg slid into Twitter. He hadn't tweeted for like 13 years or something like that, and he tweeted, and it was a meme. You know the Spider-Man meme where they all put
Yeah.
each other.
That
And he hadn't done it for years, and it was just like, look at you.
It is like their playground, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the
It
rich
is.
people's playground. That's slightly annoying.
But I do find it petty, like from
Of course it's
Elon, like
petty.
you're suing, like relax, bruv.
No, but
You didn't even invent the thing. You came, you bought it, you fucked it up. Like relax, innit?
sue. Also sue.
I don't think he is going to,
Yeah,
but it's just a threat.
Yeah.
And that's just a story. This is all PR. I
That's
think
what
they're
I'm
all in
saying.
it together.
Exactly.
Probably.
And that's the part.
Not having hashtags on threads is an enemy of progress.
But I think, do you know what? You
It's coming now.
threaded something the other day.
What is
And I
it?
like-
A thread or a stitch?
Well, this is it. Is it a stitch?
thread.
But I think the Fred dictionary, they were saying it's a thread.
It's a thread.
Yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
stitch.
It's not a
Thread.
stitch. This
It's not a
sounds
stitch.
terrible.
Yeah.
There's two things that went into my head as you said that. But you did, you threaded something the other day, and you said about these are all the things that are needed,
Yeah.
like DMs and hashtags.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
those, and I think he'll get there. It's like week one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just started.
Well, if
Isn't
you're
Is that when
going
you
to
move
copy
into
and
your
paste,
flat?
copy and paste
But
properly.
they have to do it in stages.
Yeah.
Like why?
They don't have to.
Because that's
though.
how it works.
I
And
know,
also-
There
people-
might be like different threats and stuff.
And also, don't you think he launched earlier than he probably wanted to because of everything that was happening?
What,
With
No,
Twitter?
I don't think so. I think they probably launched late. I probably
Oh.
think they was going for like 4th of July. Do you know what I mean? And then maybe think
You know
and
what,
then
that
just
would have been a
like
good look.
delayed, so they decided to go.
Mm.
But it's a very good start as applications go.
It's had the
Like
biggest.
it's a very very good start. Like
Yeah.
in terms of like the functionality
Yeah.
and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
must
it's really
say,
good. It's
I don't
really
like
user-friendly.
Twitter, and I'm enjoying Threads.
Yeah.
Like, I know what I'm doing.
A lot of people are saying
Yeah,
that.
and
Yeah.
I'm-
Because I'm an old Twitter hag. I am a bit like I haven't had time to. I've started Threads, but I haven't had time to just enjoy it. So I keep defaulting to Twitter just because that's what I'm used to. I need a moment. I've been really busy.
I'm joking.
I don't
really
think
busy.
you'll find the same things anyway. I
No,
still go
exactly.
to Twitter.
Yeah.
It's not populated in the same,
Same way,
like
yeah.
Twitter
It seems a lot more personal to Threads. More
It feels
personal.
like
Yeah.
early Facebook.
Someone
Yeah.
said it's like one big group chat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get that?
Feels like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
I like
algorithm is throwing people into your threads
Yeah.
that they think you are going to like. And so far, the algorithm has worked for me.
Okay.
Literally,
Me too.
it is sending me people that I would like to
Yeah.
follow. But I just need hashtags.
I don't like the automatic follow request though, because I don't know what. Maybe I haven't.
I think you tick something.
Yeah, something I haven't ticked or turned off or whatever, but it's automatically saying yes, someone's accepted your follow. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
no, because
don't-
when you
I never-
join it, when you come on from Instagram, it says you can click a button and all of the people that you follow on Instagram, you'll automatically follow them, and then when they join Threads, you're following them.
and
So you must
And they'll
have
follow
clicked it.
you automatically.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's annoying. But and also, I don't like the fact that you can't delete your account. But they said they're looking into how to do
You
that.
can deactivate.
You can deactivate. Deactivate
Yeah.
is not.
It's
You're
not
not in
the same.
controlling it, so you
Yeah.
won't be able to deactivate.
I think they're going to
delete.
change that.
I
I
They
don't
are,
know why
they
that's
are.
turned into a thing. Why is it an issue to deactivate or delete?
I think it's that thing of if you want to leave something, you want to be able to leave something, not
Yeah.
feel like it's there forever and they're in control of whether or not you have that profile. I like the idea of being able to
But
delete my stuff and delete it, even though you know that probably haven't got rid of all your bits and data. But the fact that deactivate means your data's still there and they they're in control.
But they have your data anyway.
No, I get it. I'm just saying. But well, you like to think that delete means delete.
I get about the delete thing. That's it.
But I think it's like
when you're thinking about it though, that's not factual.
Yeah.
As soon as you sign up, they have everything, and we've all
that's
signed
why
up.
I can deactivate it.
Yeah, because they've got the data already.
But I still think.
Did anyone actually deactivate their MySpace?
No.
I just want to be able to log back in. I can't remember my password.
I don't remember anything. Does it even exist?
Yeah, it does exist. Yeah, I can go to mine.
I would
go
love
to
to
my
see
MySpace. It's / Lady Shades with a Z.
I don't remember what mine was.
I can't remember what mine was. I think I might have to find my name.
I'd like to see
I logged into it maybe a few years ago, but I've forgotten again. I think I could find it.
Wow.
I don't
I'd like to see
know.
that. I'd like to know what
I think I could find it.
Still got my top 8.
Yeah, exactly.
Still there.
So don't you think Fred's eventually is going to have something similar? I just feel like it's going to be a bit more spacey.
Yeah,
but it'll be like your top 5.
I would like to see how they integrate music though. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Some of the cool
good.
things that you get on Instagram would really be
Yeah.
well.
I think that'd
That'd be cool. And also, I just think there's I think it's coming, but it looks good. I think it's a very, very, very.
And I like the
good
way you can take like the screenshot and it has the threads behind
I
it.
even like the thread. You know, like the thread thing that when you're when you repost something, just the actual design of the thread.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I even like that. Just little things like that. I'm
really
enjoying
thought
it.
about it.
Yeah.
And also as well, it wasn't like it was leaked or anything like that.
No, it just
like to
came
work
out of
on
nowhere,
something like this.
Yes.
That's pretty amazing in this day and age.
Literally, when you put it in a group chat, your profile, I was like, I literally just saw this yesterday that I saw on the trades, and I was like, I didn't know it was live already.
Right.
Well,
I've got another enemy progress just very quickly.
Okay.
And it's rich people fighting again.
Oh no.
So Kim Kardashian, oh my god, Kim Kardashian was cussing Kourtney, and they were having the richest fight ever.
Yes.
She was like, Kourtney copied my wedding country. she copied my I love Andre Bocelli. She copied my wedding singer. It was just like, you two relax. You can't say your wedding country. It's not colonization. It's not yours.
Isn't that how they are?
Is this a real fight?
You know
It was a real fight.
Is it a real
No, they actually are arguing.
They are
They did argue because it's in the past, but
Kim is an enemy of progress. Did you see how she turned up to somebody's wedding?
Yes,
in
I
that
did.
slip of a bandeau dress or whatever it
It
was.
wasn't even a dress. She was literally in like knickers
She
and a
was
bra with
naked.
an over.
And it's not to say that was the theme. No, there's fashion. There's fashion and there's trying to upstage the bride. Because other
Knowing
people
that
that
you're
she
Kim
was
as well.
with weren't even dressed like that.
No.
It's not even like, like maybe like if you went to, let's say, Grace Jones's wedding. You might dress like that, innit? Because it's Grace Jones, No, everyone was dressed like in proper
They were
attire.
going to a smart wedding, and Kim went there like a stripper.
She bloody did.
Oh, not
I
a
put it in the group,
stripper.
innit?
A stripper. I saw it.
Not a stripper.
Yes, a stripper.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
wow. I was offended for the
Serious?
bride.
She had suspenders.
Auntie shot Margs for that.
I'm not even shy.
Nana.
And
Would you wear that to my wedding?
Are you going in a crop in a bra top?
Me
Not a-
I swear I'm going to take a picture again. So
No,
you
me
can see it.
personally, I would not do that.
Okay.
But I just think Kim's they don't live a normal life.
Yeah, but you know
what I mean?
wedding etiquette.
Yeah, but I don't know where she could have been coming from a different event. It could have been
It's Kim K.
it could have been like Central C when he went
I do
to
know
the
that. I do know
No, it
that.
could have been.
No.
Kim has been known to change in the car.
Do you know what I mean?
Kim has a whole plan of how she goes and where she
I
goes.
do not accept
You
that
think
at
she
all.
just tripped into the wedding by
I don't
accident?
accept
She
it.
might have.
Coming
She might
from-
be coming from
From where? Where was she coming as
She's
well?
coming from her house.
She might be coming from Dolce.
She's looking a bit desperate at this moment in time.
You think?
She's feeling
Also,
very attention
She's looking a
seekery.
bit desperate, and she's looking a bit like she too much. Something's going on in her face.
Oh,
I-
serious?
Yeah.
She's done. Yeah,
She's
it's done
done
something.
It looks mad, doesn't
Because
it?
she was
Well, it might
looking
be
normally.
fresh,
Yeah, I
and
think it's fresh.
That's
Maybe
what I
she's
think
done a
it
top
is.
up and it hasn't
Yeah,
settled.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. That's
Remember
what
when
it looks
Jada
Yeah.
Pinkett did that?
Yeah, I'm so glad she stopped doing it. now.
Before Girl Trip, and her face was looking very
She went for a
plasticky.
stage.
Oh,
But she
yeah.
spoke, I think she spoke about like her insecurities. She went for a stage looking too much.
You can't do too much
It just
at a
doesn't
certain
work.
age. Then you
Yeah.
start looking rubbery.
I'm robotic.
But yeah, Kim is an enemy of progress.
to find.
But I have a welcome to the family.
Yay!
Go on.
My welcome to the family is Jill Scott.
Yay!
I just loved everything that she did at Essence Fest. I wish I was there. But also just highlighting that it's 4th of July. Like she did a brilliant version of the national anthem, the truth of the national anthem. and then really gave everybody a pep talk about knowing who they are, their identity, and she just sung flawlessly.
Yeah, Jill's.
Yes.
Yes, we
Jenny
welcome.
from Philly.
I
Jenny
love
from Philly.
Yeah.
We love
Every
that.
time I used to listen to, what's that album? I can't remember the name of it now. But I just love that she can sing her name. How she, you know, like someone sings their name and it's just like,
Yeah.
my God,
Yes.
I wish I could sing my name like that. Right.
Yeah, she's phenomenal, man.
She's amazing.
We like that one. All right, Farah, take it away.
Oh,
It's a game, it's a game.
I'm going to do this way so certain people can see me.
So we're just sticking in lyrics now,
out of
everyday
box.
lyrics.
What?
Are you
I
complaining?
have no idea.
She said, are we just doing lyrically correct all the time? But she said everyday lyrics. So she said, are we just sticking in lyrics?
Oh.
That's
What, we
she's
should be
complaining
making
about.
up lyrics?
We should try different games.
Oh.
Oh no, I love this game
So
though.
loser. Okay.
Yeah, just because this isn't your forte.
Okay. Well, that's right.
I love this game.
Okay.
I do like the game.
I like the game,
It's
but
going to be a
also
different order.
we used to
Yeah.
Moved
we used to have
around.
different games sometimes, and now it's just lyrically correct. Love the game, guys, and speak them up. They heard us out. No, I do love the game. I do, but it's just like, can we change it up sometimes?
It's not good at this.
Anyway,
Exactly.
Sounds like a meeting point to me.
we're going to go this way. Or do you want to go this way? Let's
I
start
wanna
with
go.
you.
I don't want to go. Go on. Go on. Go on.
Yeah, because you get.
Go on.
Because
Different
apparently
format.
I
You may be
cheat.
better.
Or we all cheat.
You may be better at
cheats.
this way around.
Everyone cheats. when she
No,
doesn't
no,
win.
no, no.
So we watched Farah take it out of the packet.
You saw that, right?
That's your
I
turn.
didn't.
Do you want to
You
shuffle
can
it?
shuffle them.
Okay.
Look.
Oh God.
I don't know. You went to the dark art school of shuffle it.
Dark arts.
Alright, you saw that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did Ludacris say the best women all reside?
Oh, I forgot. I forgot, and I know the answer.
Throwing it out there.
I don't know.
I was gonna say Atlanta.
No, Africa.
Oh.
What's that? Girls all over the world. What's the tune?
Yeah, is that what?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. All those girls, I
I
remember
could
that.
think. I
Yeah.
didn't know.
I like that.
Okay, yeah.
Actually.
Of course they do. Of course.
Yeah,
I should know that.
we actually just
I should have just
but,
said.
you know,
You should have
okay.
just said
But I
it.
would have said
To
a
be fair.
country, not
Yeah,
the
I was
continent.
thinking more like that.
He's probably just thinking African women in general.
And his wife is African as well.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anywho,
Newport.
what did Ice Cube roll in a game of craps?
What did Ice Cube?
Ice Cube roll in a game of craps.
A dollar bill.
7-11.
Yes, that's correct, but we didn't get to throw it out there. But a point to Auntie AK.
There
See,
you go.
this is what I'm
Oh,
saying. You
see?
preempted rules, but okay. Do you know what I mean?
Did you know the answer?
No,
Well,
well,
it's
still.
over to you now.
God, man. The pressure.
Which side does Snoop hang his blue flag?
I don't know, the left side?
Yes.
Well done.
You're right.
Wow.
Points.
No
What does it
idea.
do with his
This is more rap.
It's the
isn't
left,
it?
this is
Yeah, but it's like it's
I
mixed.
know.
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Swear on the
yes,
left
you know
side.
what? You already have said that we have the
Yeah,
R&B and
yeah,
hip
yeah.
hop pack.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I've got to get the new pack.
Let's
I'll
see.
get it for next time.
Let's see how I do. I don't know.
AK, are you ready? Where can you find 50 Cent?
In the club.
Why are you saying it with a question mark? That's correct. Like, what is her beef? Even when she's getting it right, you know what I mean?
I actually thought she was going to say the candy shop. I was where I thought she was going to go.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Seriously.
Now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hopefully you got this.
It's not happening.
Right. Ja Rule gets what car valeted in Always on Time? A, his Mercedes. B, his Lexus Coupe. C, his Bentley. D, his Range Rover.
I'm going to go. Can you say them again, please, one more time?
A, his Mercedes. B, his Lexus Coupe. C, his Bentley. D, his Range Rover.
I feel like at that time people used to go nuts for Lexuses, so I'm going to go Lexus.
I'm gonna say
Throwing it out.
D.
You put it up first.
D.
I'm going to say Bentley.
Oh.
I'm going to say Bentley.
Well done. Right,
Oh,
you're fine
Bentley.
today.
Oh.
See?
That was my first thing because that's what I've always wanted. But I was thinking, I remember when guys were all getting a Lexus.
I remember Jeeps, but okay. Or Range Rover type thing.
Last question.
Oh, okay. God.
In Shoot, what was Pepper's weakness?
Oh, mate. Oh, don't even. I can't even. Something.
What's my... No. Sorry. I stopped.
I mean, we've literally given her bare time as well.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Men.
Well done.
Oh.
And at the end of that round, somehow, Auntie Keke wins with 4.
See, I was saying it was the switch around.
Seriously, yeah.
I told you, I don't
Keke wins with 4. Sade comes in second with 1.
Okay.
And Nana, nil point.
Okay, not last.
See, what's your thing? And you was complaining.
Do you know what I mean? The whole way
She
through.
was even complaining, reading out, like, giving answers. She still complains.
You can't win or lose. It's actually bad.
Do you know what I mean?
You need to check that.
Yeah, you might need to talk to yourself. Something's not right.
What have you heard, guys? What have you heard?
Hey! Out in the social media streets, I'll tell you what I've heard. I've heard about Keke Palmer's baby daddy. And I don't even know what his name is because everyone's...
It's Darius.
But I just love that everyone's just referring to him as Keke Palmer's baby daddy.
Yeah.
So, long story short, Keke Palmer went to Usher's Vegas concert, right? And she's there with her girls, enjoying herself. She looks amazing. Keke Palmer has been slaying every outfit this woman puts on day after day after day. She just looks amazing. Her baby's like 4 months old.
Yeah.
She looks great. She's really feeling herself right now. She feels confident in her new shape and what she's experiencing as a mum. She feels super confident. So she's gone to the concert with her girls and she's got on like, I can't remember, I think it's a Dolce & Gabbana, I can't remember what the make of the dress is. Anyway, it's like a sheer kind of dress and she's got like an underlay underneath it, right? So her man decides that he gonna come on Twitter and all the places and say, it's the outfit though, you're a mum.
Did he say you a mum?
He said he said, it's the outfit though, you a mum. So at first, everyone was like, oh, you're just joking, innit? Oh, that's funny, innit? Oh, Keke Palmer and her man, they're having bands, blah, blah, blah. And then he came back and he said no. He basically came back and was like, we live in a generation where a man of the family doesn't want the wife and mother to his kids to showcase booty cheeks to please others. And he gets told how much of a hater he is. This is my family and my representation. I have standards and morals to what I believe. I rest my case. So he doubled down and came for it. So have you guys seen what Keke wore?
Yes. Yeah.
And do you think that her boyfriend, baby daddy, was right? And also, do you think that he was right to take it to the social media streets?
That to me is the only thing he did wrong. But other than that, his sentiments are his sentiments. I can see where he's coming from. Really.
I believe he should have kept his shit off the socials. I don't like the you're a mum control dictation. I think, and there is this conversation about how women should dress when they're in a relationship. Who are they dressing for? Whose attention are they courting? They should only be seeking the attention of their man. There's something in that I don't like. He has the right to kind of say this, like share what he's comfortable with his partner. It's okay. It's a discussion they need to have. He didn't need to take it to socials. The dress, I thought. It's so funny because I wouldn't wear it because I'd be considering like my whole big bum out the door. I wouldn't feel comfortable. But if I felt comfortable, I would wear it. But I don't know. There's something about the way that celebrities dress, the nakedness, case by case. Like in the bottom line, he shouldn't have taken it to social media streets for this part of the conversation. That he should have taken it to the social media streets. They could have had that conversation at home, and he let her out, didn't he?
I mean, she doesn't need his permission.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think, bro, relax. Just reduce it all the way down. Because it's just like, I love the way that he phrased it though, because he was just like, when you say I'm the man in the relationship or something like that, not
the man of the family.
Family, not the house.
Man of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Living in her house.
And the thing is, it's just like, come come on now, like your insecurity is showing, right? It's like at the end of the day, you have put yourself in a situation where you're tied now to this woman who earns more than you, who's more popular than you, all of these kind of things. So it's just like, is this what you really believe, or is this your insecurity? Do you know what I mean? Because having to try and to chastise her on a public platform in front of your many millions of followers, knowing that this could go viral any minute, because anything to do with Keke does go viral. Like, do you know what I mean?
And he would have known that.
Yes, exactly. So who is this for? Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, this is like your ego is bruised, insecurity.
Yeah.
Usher does this with like,
many.
has that moment with many women. You didn't see, like, I think someone put up, like, you didn't see Jay-Z going mad when it was Beyonce dance or singing to, what's that guy's name?
Oh, Terrence Howard.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, you didn't see him going on Twitter. Like, do you know what I mean? That's
and even
Beyonce.
even if he had a conversation with his woman in private, that's what you should have done. For me, that was the point. It was more about the fact his ego was bruised because she was dancing with Usher and Usher was serenading her. Because if you look at what Keke's been wearing, and that's why I said that, if you look at what she's been wearing, and if you actually look at how he's responded to what she's been wearing on social media, he's been like, girl, we gonna have another baby, and stuff like that. That's what he's been saying. But it's the fact that she went to Vegas with her girls, and she had this outfit on, and she was dancing with Usher. That's what got him in his feelings.
Yeah.
And he should never have taken it to social media. Even if you do feel some type of way, say that to your woman, innit?
Yes.
You're saying it on social media. There's no need. And then you're coming back and doubling down and making that like, it's because I'm the man of the family. I have the right. Like, you can feel how you feel, but don't shame her. Because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to shame her publicly. And I don't respect that.
Did he really think that the public was going to support him?
He did.
I don't get what his aim was. Like, did he think people
He does
were
have
going to
supporters,
turn?
though.
No, but it's nobody.
I think
What was the aim?
He didn't
I
expect
think
it.
he misunderstood how many people support Keke.
Yeah, he did.
Like, do you know what I mean? I think he really didn't understand. Okay, like, people like her
Yes.
a lot.
Yes,
Do you know what I mean?
She's cousin, she's family.
Totally loved. It's like,
Totally.
even if you disagree, even like the hardened, like, I would never wear that and I don't mind what, you're going to back her because it's Keke.
Yeah.
Does he not know who she is?
He got caught up in the hype because everyone, when the pictures were released, when she had the baby and they looked like couple goals, and she was bigging him up just maybe a few interviews ago.
Yeah.
He got caught up in the hype that, I'm a pretty guy, I'm a handsome guy, I'm a present father. He forgot his position in this.
He didn't even know he was around for 2 years.
Exactly.
His name is Keke Palmer.
Boyfriend.
Keke Palmer's baby daddy.
Yeah.
That's his name. Do you know what made me laugh though? You know his brother's the guy from Insecure.
Dro.
Yeah.
The guy that plays Dro, the one that Molly had an affair with.
Yeah, that was married.
Oh.
So he said he woke up and his phone blown off. He's like, it's got nothing to do with me.
Oh, yeah, he was catching it straight.
People were probably at him like, sort out your brother. You're just minding your own business.
Well, true, he should.
I mean, and the thing is, the thing for that, even when you watch the video, I think as a man, you might feel some type of way, but this is, you've got two performers. Keke knows how to play the camera. You play the moment. If she starts going, freezing up and ruining the moment, she's a consummate professional. Usher is doing his thing, and there's so many, and it's like we've now seen so many clips of him serenading to Raji, so and so people, and it's just everyone, you would play up into it, especially when you're performing someone like Keke. And you could see actually it wasn't even that deep, because after they did their little flirtation, she turned around, she laughed, and it was very much like, okay, we've done the thing for the moment now, and back to the regular programming. Do you know what I mean? It was, but it is in the comments, it is a lot of, again, the red pills will come out. Yeah, you've got to control your women. Women are acting like thoughts. Your baby mum, your mother. And it's just like, what is this ownership that men tend to have of their partners? I don't know if I can't understand that, because it's like, and it is this conversation like, how should you dress when you're in a relationship?
How should you dress when you're a mother?
And two things though, because it's like, mother and relationship. How should a woman dress when she's in a relationship? Are there rules to how you should dress once you've got a man?
I think there's a consensus that you'll have in your partnership on how you represent your household, and that works the other way as well. Like, I don't want my man walking out and looking like a dusty geezer, because you are representing our household.
So there's dustiness.
That's a conversation within your relationship, but you don't take. It's also, okay, so we have our standards of how we're going to present to the outside world. That's a consensus. If you fall out of that consensus, or somebody else is like, this isn't upholding to my standards that I would expect of you, that's a conversation to have. I actually don't even think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's very normal that most relationships do have these consensus that it's like a normality of what you're going to do when you're outside.
So if you had something, so again, this is for everybody, something that's very showing cleavage, or not even necessarily Keke Palmer's dress, but something that's showing nakedity, nakedness, and your man says no, you can't wear it. What is it? Because I think that the mindset behind what I understand is that you're putting yourself on show for other guys. That should only be for me. And I think that through line I have a problem with. I think it's like, because there's a level of shaming when you wear something that exposes your body that women can't get away from because of the sexist, patriarchal mindset of the world. So I think if we were freed of that, then it's like a more honest conversation. But why are you saying that if my tits are out, my bum's out, it's disrespecting you? It's like I'm your possession. Do you guys?
Should I?
I just don't agree with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't come from that school of thought that, you know, that you should have really any bearing on what I wear. Do you know what I mean? It's more about how I feel and what I'm comfortable with, and I want a partner. I would be with a partner that is okay with that. Do you know what I mean? I think this is just showing that they're not equally matched.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And they're not in line, because if you look at like Cardi and what do you call it, Offset. There don't seem to be any issue there in terms of how she dresses. Do you know what I mean? What she portrays, what she puts out there. So you have to find someone that's there for you. Like, if you have that where it's like you're leaning more to, you want a modest wife. Do you know what I mean? Then cool. Find yourself a modest wife. That ain't, or I'm even saying wife. She ain't his wife.
Yeah, exactly.
She ain't his wife.
I would have to question: are they even together? Are they actually?
Well, she was talking about him the other day. Very recently. She was talking about her relationship and
very recently. As recent as last week. On a podcast talking about.
So we can assume
she celebrates it all the time.
Yeah.
So this came out of like.
But then. Sorry to cut you, but I would say that then also now I'm questioning, where is that coming from? Is that even authentic? Because is that from his insecurities that now she has to publicly celebrate him because he's feeling insecure, because you're going to do shit like this?
So
do you know what I mean?
It's kind of shaming.
That's exactly it. I was feeling like there must be threads of something going awry between them. Why we have not heard from you and you piped up. And then also, just to come back on your point, I don't think it's as simple as you're dressing away for other people's eyes. I think that may be one side for a man, but the other side is the safety aspect as well. That if you're out and you're dressed like this, there is a safety aspect to you that I think a lot of men will say but isn't actually taken on as well, is how safe are you when you are dressed this way?
I think that's a dodgy one. It might be a part of it.
I'm just saying it's a part of the I want you to dress this way. Lots of men say it. We don't have a man in the room talking, so I'm voicing men's opinions on this. That it's usually that you're dressing for this person's eyes, but then there's also the safety aspect of how you're dressing.
I get that, and I have heard similar, but it's just, again, next time we have a guy guest in, we can explore that. But it is that kind of insecurity that's projected onto the woman, because sometimes it's just, if someone's got breasts and they've just got cleavage, it's like they can't even show cleavage, can't even have something that's tight, and then it's more like you can't. To me, or it reeks of super control and insecurity that's projected onto the woman and makes a woman feel bad about.
Because I do understand what you mean about in a couple, you have conversations about how you present to the world. Like, I understand that. Like, I was watching 50 Cent the other day, and he said, when I'm with a woman, I'll take her shopping because she's a representation of me. It's not even like I'm feeling like, she's taking advantage of me or whatever. It's just that if I'm going out and I look good, I also want her to look good too. So I understand, like, it's how you present as a couple, isn't it? As a unit. I get that. I don't necessarily like this control thing though, with that said. And I have been in relationships where a guy has tried to tell me something and that puts me off instantly. And it's like, you cannot tell me how to dress. And it's not even like I'm dressed in any way that could be deemed as provocative. But it's just not what you like. I don't like that. Because I am in a place, and like, this is what I think is with Keke as well. She's in a place where she feels confident and good about herself. And if you feel confident and good about yourself, what you don't need is someone coming to shit on you and make you feel any type of way.
He sounds like a hater.
Yeah.
He sounds like a hater.
Literally is representative. They're not. They're not equally yoked.
They're not
They're
equally
not.
yoked. Her response though,
Yes.
what she came out, she said, "I wish I took more pictures, but we were running out of time."
Exactly. It's good, just kindness.
Yeah.
Did you guys just see on this note about relationships and boundaries and guidelines? Jonah Hill, the actor, he put out his ex-girlfriend shared the tweets, and I think she thought she'd get a lot more support. So, but it seems like people are like on his side. So he basically texted her and said, "If you need surfing with men, boundaryless inappropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past, beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I am not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have been had or trust." So basically,
He's breaking up with her because he doesn't, because they're not yoked.
They're not yoked.
So I don't think there's anything
But
wrong.
I think she put it out as abusive and controlling and red flaggy, and people in the comments were like, and then obviously this is not necessarily representative of everybody, but in the comments they were like, "Bro,
maybe the way that he phrased
you
it.
thought this was going to go your way, but now we're on Jonah's side."
Yeah,
on this
maybe some of the ways that he's phrased it could be.
It's a long list of.
No, I know, but that's what I mean. Like, the way that he
lot.
said that, it is a lot. The way that he said that, again, back to where we were before, like it seems a little bit like, why are you telling her? And if you've got with her and you know this, what is he now saying? Like, if you do this, we can't be together.
Basically, because it
no,
sounds like her
She comes from a surfing community.
No,
I
then
think
why
that's-
you? Because
Yeah.
So you said
you
you've got a dash
know
with
what
your
you met
friends.
me.
Yeah, and it's a friendship with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past, you're getting a lunch or coffee. So she can only go to lunch or coffee with them. She can't
Bye,
be friends
Jonah.
with them.
Jonah,
So they can't go to parties.
Jonah, bye.
That's a massive red flag,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, it's a shame that she didn't have the strength to leave at that point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Did she stay
Because
longer?
She
think.
entertained it because she responded and she was just like basically trying to adhere to some of these things. I think their relationship, it got worse and worse and worse. So this was just like a snapshot to show this is his mindset. This is what he's dealing with.
I thought she
And
was
unfortunately-
out to be like.
Because he went on to say it's just constant, doesn't reflect where we're at or where you say you want to be. I respect your skill and your surfing. I respect how you want to present yourself. I respect that you're hot and beautiful, and I respect however you want to live. But I also respect myself and what I'm interested in my own life and what I let into my heart and my inner circle. So celebrate yourself and your life however you please and shine bright. But I don't want to have to deal.
Piss off.
Bye, Jonah.
Piss off. Like, do you know what I mean? I think that Jonah has, like, especially in the black community, sometimes he kind of has like
A pass.
he's invited.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
cookout.
So like we
Like the
find
film.
him endearing. Yeah, do you know what I mean? We find him endearing, but this is a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Do you know what I mean? Like I tried to watch so badly his film on his therapist.
I
It
tried
was
to watch it. I had to
so
stop.
difficult. It was so
Yeah.
difficult to watch, and it was
What was
just
the film
so
called?
self-indulgent.
There's a whole film on Netflix with
Yeah.
him and his therapy session.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
but like it
I
just
had to cut out.
showed me.
And you know I
like,
like shit like that. I couldn't watch it.
mentally, like you need deal with you, babe,
Yeah, okay.
before you're dealing with
And then
everybody
literally
else.
his list is like, actually you need to go and look at
Right.
yourself.
Yeah,
exactly.
You need to get because you
Because
actually
this is a
believe a
lot.
woman at this
No,
point.
no, not at
No.
all.
Who's
And you're
going to
not
do all
evenly-
these things?
Exactly, you're not evenly yoked. Like
No.
that's the
They're not.
thing. I'm just like sometimes I think that guys that have status or money think that they should be with the hottest thing. Sometimes not.
It's not that. It
Sometimes
doesn't
not.
match.
That's
Do you know what I mean?
mad.
Yeah.
So then I'm still like, so then let's get
But she probably thought it's Joe because you know you get you fall in love with
Yeah.
personality and it's like Jonah and then he's got these rules and the fact that he probably feels like, oh my god, I've got this lady, this hot chick, how did I do it? Then you want to curtail and trim and
I don't think it's
I don't
even
think
how
he
did I
gets
do
how.
it. I think he thinks that that's what he deserves.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I'm
this
on that
needs
page.
she needs to be on these
Come
rules.
down to his
Yeah, do you know what I
level.
mean?
Bye,
Like, you
Jonah.
need to think. Like,
But
that's
that,
what
to
I'm
me that's what I mean
saying.
like he doesn't believe that he should have her.
Why do you think that?
Because in that kind of bring her down and trim her fat to suit him, that means inherently you don't really believe that you should be with her.
So I feel
Do you know
like
what I mean?
his ego's inflated, so he believes like maybe on the the surface.
The surface, but
wants
deep
that.
down.
Deep down, yeah, it comes
Yeah,
from
maybe.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But I do also
like, you
think
know what I mean,
that
he ultimately
He's not
doesn't
worth
deserve.
it. Yeah.
That's what
deep down
flaring up his
probably.
control.
Yeah.
Then yes, that's what I was going to get to. But there is this thing of he thinks that he is good enough to control
Yeah.
her. So
That's what
Yeah.
I'm getting.
No,
I know there's always this thing of like an insecurity is. I think sometimes it's not that. There's an insecurity, but there's also a self-assuredness that I can actually control you.
Yeah, that's
So,
that's
but I don't think that
thing.
comes
That's
from
power.
Yeah, I think it's.
But I would say,
humanity.
and maybe I'm projecting what I think of him, possibly looks wise. He's had weight issues, and he's not a Hollywood looker. It's stereotypical Hollywood looker.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
getting a hot babe and acknowledging the fact that you're a hot babe, and know what, but actually remove your hotness and come like. To me, that reeks of insecurity, that he doesn't believe that he should be with her. That reeks of that to me. Doesn't mean say he still can't believe that he can control her, because that's a power thing and a man thing. That just might be his ego, that I can control you. But also, I just think, to me, that's what it screams of.
I think as well, like it's, I can see the duality between
Yeah.
them, do you know what I mean? And I think it does ultimately come from a place of insecurity, but I can see also him thinking like, well, you know, I don't know if he's got, what do you call it, like an Oscar or whatever, but
Definitely,
he's definitely
status.
like very like
Yeah.
he should have a certain someone like him who's got what he's got, who's done what he's done, who's known by who he's known by, should have a certain type of woman.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what he should have. But like, I think like if he's doing that deep work, underneath it is like,
I'm still that geek
yeah,
Jewish
that kind
guy
of thing.
from,
I don't like
you know what
me.
I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, that kind of thing.
So I think that those kind of things come out in some of even the
Yeah.
roles that he takes on. Like he shouldn't be, but he's there. So you know. Anyway,
by Jonah.
Yeah,
By Jonah.
that's actually mad.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
crazy.
insane. But then again, we stay in this kind of. I don't know if you had a thought about what India Ari was saying at recent Essence when Megan Thee Stallion brought Janelle Monáe and some other people from the audience to get on stage and twerk, and India Ari said that she's not impressed, and she went to socials to comment, and she said the issue is what is context. Humanity does everything, but does everything belong in a stage? No. Is everything for kids? No. Is everything for everybody? So when we as a culture make something like this mainstream, it shows the lack of discretion. I do not make a practice of criticising my sisters.
But you are.
She continued that her thoughts are around Essence Festival and context.
Oh.
I just don't understand. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, honestly, India just reduces what I just people are annoying. Like, if I could throw all these people an enemy of progress, then I will. Like, what's your own? Why are you even speaking on this? I just don't get it. Like, you say you don't want to criticize, you're not in a habit, but this is exactly what you're doing. Is it not? Like, they're going on stage and twerking. Okay, cool. Like, what's the big deal? Like, is that not part of the culture? I just don't understand.
I guess that's
It's
what she's throwing up.
That's what
isn't
she's
it?
showing.
But it is. So I'm not even putting it as a question. It is a part of the culture. It is.
Yeah,
Do you
so
know what I
she's
mean?
saying, but is this, if it keeps on being like involved in every part of our culture and that just becomes our culture, but there should be other things there.
But there
But
are
there
other
are
things, and there were other people performing, and there
lot
were
of
other
Do you
people,
know
a
what I
lot of
mean?
other people, and they were doing totally different things to Meg Thee Stallion. So it isn't like it's taking over.
No.
Missy Elliott wasn't on fucking stage twerking.
Jill Scott.
Jill Scott wasn't on stage twerking. So
Same-
why are you
same
say,
event.
say, oh, okay,
Jimmy, she's
same
just being
event.
like,
She's just
Oh,
being
same event.
cantankerous.
Like,
Yes.
thank you.
You know
Thank
that-
you.
what? I think
You see that word?
she
That word doesn't get used enough. She's being damn cantankerous.
Yes.
She's making a point at the wrong point. She's making the wrong point at the wrong time. I think she's making a point at the wrong time because a conversation could be had about the level of sexualization of recent artists, female artists, where it's getting naked and more provocative and sexual. That's been an ongoing problem for, especially for female rappers. That's a different conversation. But using in this setting at Essence, when there have been a multitude of women performers on stage, loads of things, and twerking is a part of the culture, and Megan is known for this, so why removing her act like that or criticising her act in that way? But I think there's room for a conversation. There definitely is, but directing at Megan and Janelle in this way at Essence Fest was wrong.
and I was like, what? There's no kids there though.
There's no kids, and Essence for grown folks.
Yeah,
Essence is specifically for grown
I
folks.
was baffled at that whole thing with the kids because I'm like, I don't remember seeing many kids around.
They're not going to be at
and
the
they're not going to
concert.
be at the
And then
concert.
she was just throwing it in there, like saying, not everything is for everybody. Maybe that's
But
what
it's not, because we can't help it being filmed, but it is what it is. That's a grown folks concert.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, this whole thing about twerking, if you look at Caribbean culture and like carnival and all those sort of things, like dancehall, that's what people do. It's not fucking new. It's not new at all. And it shouldn't be, people shouldn't look down on it either. But as long as there is a variation of things, which there were, what's your problem?
It is being cantankerous.
Cantankerous,
she's just running it.
And it feels a little bit hateration.
Yes!
Because India and what she's putting out there, this is the
She's
thing.
always struggling.
I am not my hair, they are not their bums.
Yeah.
Right, and this is the judgmental bullshit. Like, oh, if I'm not like a natural all the time, then, do you know what I mean?
She's been getting way too sanctimonious.
She's getting to that point, and she's struggled with.
Do you know what I mean?
She struggled with being the, you know.
Don't take that on other people.
I like your music. Don't make me hate you, man.
Yeah, no, but I don't appreciate her coming coming again for two people once again who
And
are
not the
feeling
stallion.
themselves and have gone through shit and they're in a place where they are fucking comfortable with being them.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit.
Not in this.
No, it's unnecessary from her. It does feel haterish. Like,
It's haterish.
was she on the bill in any way,
No.
shape or form, or was she
I don't
just
believe
like
she was.
acquainting?
And I swear she
essence?
went in. Wasn't it in the comments that she said this? So there was a clip where she just went into the comments.
Just saying.
I think. Let me know.
Even I can't remember exactly what she did with Spotify. But
Yes.
when she was when she was going through her trials and tribulations, and again it was like pointing fingers at fellow artists, like you should be doing this. There is
an
something. That auntie that it literally is like,
ain't the right type
no
of
man,
I mean, she's
not my auntie.
No, but she's a
Serious.
typical aunt. Like,
super cantankerous.
Yeah.
Like the world is getting to you. This is the time for you to be doing your work and grounding yourself in the forest.
Yeah.
Go and hug a tree for
Go
real.
hug a tree.
I do it for real.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh lord.
But not in a rude way. But that's quite cathartic.
It is therapy.
It is.
It is therapy. Yeah. Just the way you said it.
Do your hair.
We want to pick up on. Oh, actually, Auntie Sade, let's go into some UK conversations.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Because Auntie Sade went
Viral babe.
Sade went viral.
Yeah, viral babe. Viral babe.
Not on purpose.
Sade.
Not on purpose.
Viral
Not
babe.
on purpose. So what had happened was.
Well, it happened.
Where did it happen?
So I was on a podcast called TDA the day after that is goes live on YouTube Monday to Fridays.
Yeah.
Right? Monday to Fridays, and it's like Black British pop culture, news, world news, sports, all that kind of thing.
Nice.
So I was doing that with my Pepper Girls, my company that I go
Yeah,
in with them.
love your Pepper Girls. I
Thank
love
you
you
so
guys.
much.
I'm like a fan.
Hey babe. Hey
I will add the link to the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
do
see.
it, do it.
So basically, we was having an interview about like what we do. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, it's a topical show, so we was talking about some other things. And I think one of the things that was brought up was this guy. I can't remember his name. sorry.
Glody.
Huh?
Apparently it's Glody or Glody.
Glody?
Glody.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, the guy that went to prison.
Mhm.
So he went to prison by mistake. Well, not by mistake. He went to prison on purpose, and he was released by mistake early.
Oh.
Right. And then it found out that he was released and he had to go back to prison. So there was
Did
a
he
clip
go
of him.
back?
Yeah,
Yeah, he turned
there
himself
was a
in.
clip,
Oh, well done.
yeah, with his 2 bags and stuff going to
police.
prison. So like, yeah, and the police and everything like that. So like,
I don't even know what
Wait. It's making me laugh. I can't let. Before you move on, I need to know more.
I can't lie, I did laugh at the 2 bags because I was just like,
Why? You can't use your stuff inside.
No, you can't.
apparently, I don't know, but he
Why would
actually
you take
went to
that?
the
How-
yeah.
How long was he
did
out for?
Yeah. Oh, he was out for a year.
Yeah.
He was out for a year.
Yeah.
And on a
Why would I-
technicality.
And then he went back.
Yeah.
Because
So-
they said they were. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no. I don't know the full details, but we were literally having this conversation. So like, we was literally, the details were unfolding in real time. So we
Yeah.
were like, finding some moments of humour in it, in
Yeah.
a difficult situation. And then it came to the thing of like, is this right? Do you know what I mean? Like, and also, what did he do? Right? So like in real time, I think it was Esther, shout out to Esther, was searching up the details in terms of what we actually did, and apparently it was covered by the New York Times and that sort of thing. There's a whole big story around it, and I think there was charges of trafficking and drug related charges as well, kind of thing. So obviously, if there's young people involved, then that can be considered as grooming, right? Do you know what I mean? Which in this room, we're all accepting as like kind of like
That's facts.
facts. Do you know what I mean?
This is how it goes.
No.
Standard behaviour.
Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I was in a situation where it was not seen as a fact that this is grooming. So I thought that was making me laugh, because I was just like, how are we debating what grooming is?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, and one of the guys on the podcast, Margs, he was the main person.
Margs, main part is
I thought he was joking.
No, he wasn't joking.
No, but I realised this. I was like,
yeah. So
he's not joking.
He's not joking.
Wow.
Like they did actually go back. I haven't watched it though, and go and explain, because I was talking to Esther the other day, and it was like go and explain like what he actually meant.
Okay.
Because he's
like a follow-on episode.
So they explain. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? However, because it was very short, that wasn't what we was there to talk about, and it was just like supposed to be a throwaway thing. But Marks basically was saying it's not grooming. It's not grooming, but as he's saying it, he's getting more and more worked up, and I'm laughing in the background. I think Beth is trying to say, like, I understand what you're saying, bro, but maybe calm down.
Wasn't he saying that it's helping?
Yeah, he said, those were the things that he said that, it's actually helping them. What are you lot doing? You guys are working class. What are you doing to help the youth? So obviously, me being from my background, I think this is hilarious, because not only do you think I'm working class, but you think I have no connection to them whatsoever. That's interesting. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So I'm just laughing. But obviously that little clip of, you know, when the Shea Borough picked it up, Lin May responded to it, and she was just like, this is a sorry state of affairs because the prominent people in our society think that grooming is children is for fun or something like that kind of thing, or is it they're taking it for joke or something like that. I can't remember exactly what she said, but yeah, the Shea Borough picked up those two things, and I'm in a clip.
I mean,
that went viral.
But what also was interesting, because I saw a post before I saw you go viral. There was a post that with him filming, speaking to camera, like, you know, it's a liberty because I've been trying to turn his life around. He's got a fitness company. Apparently, it's been successful, and now he's got to turn himself in. And then it is the video of him with police escort going back to jail. But and it was in the comments where people are saying, well, child trafficking, what's this grooming? And it's like people don't understand
they don't.
the big titles for the offences. And I think we're so it's normalised now that going to Cunch and what's the other word for it? County lines is so normalised where people don't understand that that's actually grooming and it is trafficking. And so these are the charges that that were given to him, and people were like, no, allow him, let him out, let him do what he's doing, he's improved his life. There's an element of, yes, he's improved his life, but if his sentence is his sentence and he did what he did, where's the justice? I think that's the question. Where's the justice?
I feel like, obviously, I don't know. I guess because Margs was the one that was talking the most, right? Do you know what I mean? I don't know his life, right? Really and truly, I don't know. Some people do, but I don't know his life. But like, what I do know is my life, right? Do you know what I mean? And I know, you know, personally, people who've been in those situations, might not have been me specifically, but I was a witness to, witness being underage, young, and stuff. And there are, most of the time, at least one adult involved. Yes. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's not always children doing it to children. Do you know what I mean? And it can be also manipulative older children that are doing it to younger, vulnerable children. And they know the right from wrong, and they choose and pick and they cherry pick these people to do these horrible things. And from someone that's seen that, I can't ever advocate for something like that. And I think like if you get caught, then you have to do your time. Do you know what I mean? Like, seriously, because we can't give excuses to this because then there's no accountability whatsoever.
Can I just give the actual facts of the case? So then, so it's three. This guy was part of 3 convicted of trafficking in a landmark county lines case. And 3 gang members have been convicted of human trafficking offences after they use young and vulnerable children from London to transport and sell drugs in Hampshire. And in this case, Glody Wabuela, who's the guy that we're talking about, who was 25 at the time, Dean Alford and Michael Karema, recruited, groomed and trafficked 6 victims aged 14 to 19 who were ordered to travel from London to Portsmouth to restock drugs. The eldest victim, identified as a vulnerable adult, told the Crown Court that when he tried to remove himself from the gang, he was stripped naked by associates of Karemera, had a gun placed in his mouth and was threatened with his life if he did not comply. There's an article about it in The Guardian.
And that's not grooming.
And they were 25. And the kids
I think sometimes what happens is people associate grooming with sexual behaviour.
Yeah.
And it isn't always molestation and stuff like that. It isn't always. That is grooming.
Yeah.
If you go and you pick young children who don't have the forefront and the whereabouts, their brains are still developing, and you force them into certain situations or you bribe them with things to get them in, that is fucking grooming. That is, here's a lollipop. You go and stand over there, I'll give you more lollies.
Yeah.
It's grooming, it is.
And it's trafficking.
Exactly. If you're sending them up and down the country doing stuff, that's child trafficking.
Yeah.
It is.
So I don't know if I have spoken about this on here before, but my nephew literally went through county lines from 14 to when he left to go to Ghana. It was like 5 years. 5 years we went through it. And it started in school with one of his friends who had an older brother who was supplying them with weed. Started off there. And then increasingly, as he would go missing, like one of those kids that you see all the time that like pops up, like, have you seen my nephew, my cousin, like he was one of those kids. We never shared it properly like that, but it was through the police. They would go out looking for him. He's tall, over 6 foot, he would always get caught, was terrible at criminality, but the bounding that he had.
Because I wanted to laugh and it wasn't funny.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at that. Sade did something.
No, because Sade
we definitely went on.
No, I just wanted to check if you was listening.
The timing of that is like classic.
All kids should definitely listen.
Yeah, they should.
Like, so, and he was terrible, very bad criminal. Kept on getting arrested, and it was like an ongoing thing. You're like, hang on. Whenever something like this that would go on, you'd be like, where's the parents? Why isn't any? And I was one of those people would never have thought this would happen in my family. We tried absolutely everything. There's lots of us. I have like 4 other siblings, bare friends. We tried to put him in schemes. We would get all the entrepreneurs sitting down, all the uncles, everybody speaking to this boy all the time, taking him on. Nothing would change because the level of grooming that goes on, we're not even touching the sides. He had different phones we didn't even know about. Then you'd find a little basher under his bed. Like literally, I'm going to the shop. He would be gone for 5 days. Like it was just non-stop. When we managed to get him home, then it's like, okay, you're going to come and live with me. He stayed with me for like 4 months. I managed to keep him. And again, he managed to get another phone. I don't know where he got this phone from. If he told them where he was and they dropped it one time, I don't know. Had another phone. Then he leaves again. This was the longest time he was away, and he was in Wales. And again, the police then found him there. He was there for like 10 days. And we're talking to him, and he's like, this is going to be the biggest thing. Like, Auntie, I'm telling you. This one, when the deals are all done, I'm coming back with money. That boy never made a dime.
Wow.
All he had was maybe, in all of those years, 5 pairs of trainers.
Wow.
But every next move was always, this is going to be the move. And that's how they keep you in. But you can't leave. His final thing when he did leave, the beating that he got.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
Don't apologise.
He had the biggest gash on his head. And this was, like, my sister is on the phone to him, and he went, like, he had to drop off a bag to them. And we was like, just don't do it. Just leave. But he was like, no, I've got to do it, because if I don't, they know where I live. They're just going to kill all of you. It was so for Margs to go into people are helping, it's such bullshit, because the trauma that this boy has now, he literally is traumatized.
We know he went to Ghana.
We've had to do so much work on this kid because of what he saw. He won't even talk about. We don't know what he was seeing in these trap houses.
Yeah.
A car can go past. And you know, sometimes cars will do like the big kind of bang. About 3 times we've witnessed him just drop. Like as if he had been in a war, because he's always on edge. Again, it's that young mind. If you think you're bad, he really was like, I'm bad, I can handle this. He's traumatized. It's not easy. It's not as simple as, oh, you're just selling something. It's not that. You're in criminality. You're seeing lots of shady shit go on, and you're not from that world. Like you don't have these trauma bases, but you were being traumatized every day, and it's becoming normal. Watching that clip, I was also laughing with you, but the ludicrousness of what Margs was saying and some of the comments, I'm like, listen, we're all traumatized because of what my nephew went through.
Yeah.
All of us. And it's just annoying when people talk about parents and family. We're not that poor. It wasn't like he needed money. He was given like 4 jobs in that time. Nothing would stop him from still hanging out with these people because he was totally groomed. He was trafficked.
What did you...
What was
hard
to go into all of the methods of how we managed to get him out of
Yeah.
But how is it? Because he's in Ghana now.
Sometimes people don't get out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's important to know
There's
that.
that.
Because
will they grow into the ones?
Yeah, because so I think people don't understand how it can affect people for the rest of their life as well. Being groomed at such an early age. Like my cousin, he won't mind me talking about him. My cousin Simon, he from the age of like I want to say about 15 started getting into trouble, serious trouble. You know, to the point where we're standing up waiting to go to a family member's funeral, and we're like standing on the corner and we just hear whiz, and he's in a car. He used to take cars, drive them, do jobs. He got like so Simon got shot, and this is where it can escalate to. So because he didn't do what he was supposed to do, he got shot at a very young age. Like at I can't remember. I feel like he was about 16 or something like that. And this is like a couple roads away from where we lived. He got shot, and then he was so traumatized that he checked himself out of the hospital because he didn't feel safe. So he checked himself at the hospital. So he's in his 50s and he's still got the bullet in him. Not too long after that, maybe about a year or so after that, he got shot again. So the only way he was able to get himself out of it and away from it, because he then developed a lot of problems, like a lot of mental health problems, you know. But the only way that he was able to get himself out of it was to pick up and actually leave and go to like Birmingham. He just went and left. And you know, he met someone there, they started a family together, and he just left. But he's still traumatized to this day. He's in agony, like physically, to this day, and he's like 50, like I keep saying. So it's not something that you should take lightly, you know. And pretty similar to what you were saying, it wasn't like he was from a background where, no, we're not rich or anything like that, but he had food. Like, I sound like my gran. I buy you food, I give you clothes. But you know, he was in an environment where people around him loved him. He wasn't lacking in that. But there was nothing that anyone could do at that time, even when he got shot the first time, to say to him, stop it. We just didn't have the power. I mean, I'm like 4 years younger than him, so I definitely didn't. But you know, like the elders just didn't have the power to get him to come out of it, because he would just keep going back and just keep going back, and that was because of the people that were around him as well, and the influences, and they were older than him.
This is the thing. I think people in the comments, though the comments are not reflective of everybody, but it is a snapshot of how people are thinking. That it is grooming, it is trafficking, and you can, like, you know, when you have people say, oh, free this one, free that one, but you really understand the crime that this person has done, and the technicalities of the prison system. We know it's messed up. No one should be released at the wrong time, at the right whatever. They should be released properly. So that trauma for this person coming out thinking that everything's okay, and then having to go back in, that's not great. But at the same time, let's not forget what he did. And he has to rehabilitate, and we hope he does rehabilitate. But if this was you on the receiving end of his crimes, if anybody in your family was his victim, you're going to have a different perspective on him being let out a bit too soon and him going back in.
Definitely. So it's like he was let out early, basically.
On a technicality,
Finish your time. It doesn't matter when you got let out that he had changed his life around. That's what you hope from prison. But most of the time is what we hope, that they come out and they do better. Other than that, I have no sympathy for
But
him.
it's this trauma that you mentioned about, it's not just your nephew that was traumatised, it's the family as a whole that was traumatised, it's everybody around us.
Everyone they touch, really.
It's far reaching.
It's far reaching.
Because even someone in school, like even just someone like a schoolmate, you might think didn't even take any notice, but having that story and knowing that you're in that space, that can affect a child.
Yeah.
Going home being scared, is it going to be me? Kids can be really scared of those things just by default, not even involved in it.
And it's like culture is, because, it turns into being quite normalised.
That's the thing.
Like, this is a means of out of what you would call the hood. We don't even have proper hoods here anyway. But this then becomes like, oh, you can do this. Oh, what else are young people supposed to do? They absolutely should not be involved in this world. It shouldn't be normal that this is a kind of job prospect for people. It's like, come on, there's other communities. You don't even have the people dealing from your community because they know how dark it is. So I don't get why, as black people, we're like, this is okay.
This is okay.
It's like there are people that will literally, like, so a lot of the suppliers were the Albanians.
Right.
They don't have the same thing going on with their kids.
Yeah.
And we have to kind of have this conversation. Why are we allowing ourselves to be the bottom rung and accepting it? That we're going to be the foot soldiers for people turning into millionaires. You don't make any money. It's like the fallacy that this is going to get you out of anywhere other than head you into being traumatized, having PTSD. That's where it ends.
Exactly. And it's like, I'm not trivialising it at all, and no one wants this kind of reputation, but when you look at all the, going into entertainment world, TV shows, films, where are the black gangs in their positioning? I know it's not, I'm not trying to make light of it, but it's societal, the position that we're in. The black gangs are always the minions. You've got the Albanians, the Russians, even the Asian gangs are seen as a hierarchical, clever, intelligent crime networks. And I'm really not trying to big it up, but it's just reflected that we are never seen as sensible, organised, even being able to control anything, being in control of our own destiny. It's always the bottom rung, as you say, always the bottom feeders making other people rich and then destroying ourselves in the process. And I'm not advocating for anything, I'm just saying it's reflective in everything.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with the next Top Boy. how that goes down.
Well,
I mean, even in that world, it's like the whole shame, having the kids running things.
Yeah.
Like, it's still very sanitized. Because realistically, in this day, these guys ain't running anything in their ends. They are going elsewhere to sell. And that's the truth of the matter. It's like, I get it's a show, but I would like to actually see the representation of what County Lines really is. Because until we were living it was other people's kids that went through this. Like, it was so outside. It was I didn't have a clue what was going on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Aunties Know Best.
Okay.
Aunties know best. Aunties know best. Aunties know best.
That actually sounds good.
I mean, note the word actually.
I feel like other people need to tell you that.
What?
That it sounds good.
No, I mean,
Yeah, right?
I have been told this before from my husband, yeah.
Oh, from your
And,
husband.
Like,
and
have some more
Chucky, remember
community.
the last episode when Chucky said that was really
I rewatched that episode and the chuckle that Chucky
He chuckled in warmth. It was a warm chuckle. He was like,
Oh, because he said it sounded good.
yeah.
But you were sitting right next to him.
No, but he didn't have to. We've had rude guests before.
Aaron told us to actually stop.
Yeah, Aaron multiple times.
Yeah, he did.
And we did
He's a
listen.
truth teller.
He is.
He's
a
not.
truth teller.
He's actually not.
He is.
He chuckled, that's funny.
Yeah, Chucky chuckled. Chucky chuckled. He did.
Alright guys, so we're back into our WAP bag with the Agony Aunts for WAP, a magazine.
Sorry. Just felt like it.
WAP?
I only ever think of Cardi's song.
I know. However,
That's not what
That's
not
not
what
what
it stands for.
what does it stand for?
Women
Affirming power.
Women Affirming Power Platform.
kind of similar.
Yeah, we're asked pussy.
What else, pussy? Yeah.
You can see a
Women's
correlation.
affirming power.
You can see the correlation.
I get it.
Okay.
I just realised so many things. Let's not. Hey WAP, I'm writing in from Atlanta. I caught my husband of 14 years cheating. Not only did I catch him cheating in our house, in our bed, check this, it was with my son's tutor. My son's tutor is a 24-year-old man. It turns out my husband was DL this entire time. I'm in two minds about proceeding with a divorce, only because I know it will be difficult on the children. We have 4 young children, all under 10.
Oh, fuck.
I'm still in shock. I really don't know what to do. Ladies, watch for these men in ATL. This is from Taquinikia, who's 46. Her age matters.
Why?
I don't know. I just want to
I was totally like, what?
Like, why?
I always be dramatic. But to be fair, when I thought about it, I was like, I'm sure her age plays a factor in being married, having 4 kids under 10. Age sometimes comes into it. So that's what I mean.
Okay, yeah. The 4 kids under 10, I was
sorry.
like, that's
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
That's a lot of work. So
Jesus.
I understand the hesitation.
Yeah.
But the tutor, a young 24 male, and he's been on
In
the
your house.
in
your
your
bed.
blood.
And you're considering divorce. I think it's divorce,
I
right?
think it's divorce.
Wow.
I don't even know where
You
you
know,
begin.
yeah, that's the thing, because it's just like, I feel like you need to have obviously have a conversation with your husband.
What you confessing me?
Yeah, but like, he got caught.
He
It's
got
not
caught.
confession.
No, I think because she said he was DL, I'm presuming he must have said, "Oh, it's not a one time like this
Right,
is me."
right.
Type of, unless you jump in.
But
there,
this
I
is
don't
what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if I'm well versed enough to have, do you know what I mean, to maneuver around this. But I would imagine I'd want some sort of conversation to say like, okay, are you like are you bi? Like, are you get like, do you know what I mean?
what
Like,
is it?
is this just a front for you? Like, because you'd be thinking like, what's the can't speak. Interrogate.
What do you want to say? Integrity.
Okay.
Integrity of our marriage.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, do you even like me?
Yeah.
Do you know
So
what
you're
I
trying
mean?
to get to the how, like the whys and
Like, are we in this
Like,
together?
what-
Because I do
Yeah.
think that some marriages can survive infidelity,
Yeah,
sure.
right? I do think that
Sure.
that's
That's
possible. I think like if you add this element into it, it's like a whole different ball game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I have to understand
Yeah.
what is it that I'm dealing with. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
is
clearly
this
I
you?
don't
Do you
know.
want to go and do
Yeah,
this?
do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because then it's a different path.
Mm.
And then it's like, okay, maybe what it is that you've been dealing with this for some reason, you can't be your true self, and you know this is a thing. We could be friends and we could have a different relationship. Whereas like you're not just disrespecting me as a person because we're married and you're doing this thing.
yes.
Do you see what I mean? I think
Yeah.
those are 2 different conversations. Again, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly,
I think
but like
you're
I
being
feel
fair.
like that's where I would sit with it.
I think I'm being fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm being fair.
A bit of
It's a lot in there.
it's I mean, okay, I have a question for you guys on this. And you kind of painted it, but is it so different that he has been cheating with a man? Let's say he was cheating and the woman was a female and he was a serial cheater. Is it because it's a man, it changes the dynamics of he cheated in my marriage?
That's an
Is
age.
that fundamental?
That's an age-old question because I think women who don't feel comfortable with bisexual men, or there's that argument that means I'm never going to feel secure because I can't give you whatever it is you get from a guy being a woman. So then that's an extra added layer of insecurity in comparison to them cheating with a woman, because it's like you kind of know is she prettier, is she this, is she that, potentially there's rooms to work. If it's like issues at home in the bedroom, is it just issues between us that we can figure out? But if you're getting actual pleasure from a whole different type of human, and I can't do that, and as a woman, that person you can't give that pleasure, and if it's just about sex, it just changes the boundaries and the limits, and I think it makes it more difficult to feel more confident that the relationship is going to stay faithful.
But maybe it's easier to work it out, like to have an arrangement.
No, but there's all of that you can explore it. But I think in the initial, it's that if I feel, I'm saying I don't like putting myself in a situation, but if the woman feels that you're now cheating on me with a man, is this something that you want that I can't give you? And again, it just depends. If sex is the issue, the person is the issue, what's going on in our relationship? But yeah, maybe. But how many women generally are like, yeah, I'm open to having my man go and sleep with another woman?
I think the part for me about it being a man is the lack of honesty. That's the main part for me. Because if you're, what he did was, by the sounds of it, he removed her right to make a decision if she wants to be with someone that likes men as well as women.
Yeah.
So it's that dishonesty. So that's the main part for me. It's not only has he been unfaithful, but he's also been dishonest. Now that could be that he's still trying to work out himself, and he's entitled to do that. But that level of dishonesty, I'm always uncomfortable with, because it should be down to the other person to decide if they're okay with this. Now that it's out in the open, like you guys said, they could have a conversation and get to a point where they're like, okay, well, this is something that he needs to do as well. Maybe she'll be okay with that. Maybe she'll be more okay with it because it's a man and not a woman. So she's not in competition with herself. Yeah. It could be that.
Really?
Yeah,
I
she
think
could be
maybe
that.
you could work around it because it's like, okay, this is...
If infidelity is not a deal breaker.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Part,
So then she knows that, he's interested. He wants to fulfill this part of his desire with men, and if, as you said, infidelity is not a thing, that could be easier for her to deal with if she's, open to it.
I mean, the modern relationship has adapted and shifted. Are you guys okay with that?
I think, aside from the guy angle, there's lots of layers to this. It's also this guy was tutoring our child,
Yeah.
Like, so
Where's
my
the
child,
child?
this person may have like a quite a good bond. I know I loved my tutor when I was a kid. So now you've ruined that as well.
Yeah.
So like the tutor has to go.
The tutor has to go.
Yeah, finding a good
That's
tutor
going
is so
to
hard.
affect the child. Also, let's unravel this a little bit more. Yeah, he was having sex with the tutor in their bed.
Yeah.
So it's again
It's a
the
child
levels
home.
of dishonesty and trust. Where was the child when they were having sex in their bed? Do they have sex all the time when he's saying he's tutoring? There's so many levels there to unpick. It's not just.
So what should she do?
Is she alright with it?
And the age difference as well,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there might be a power dynamic there as well.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
And
Like-
he's getting paid.
It's
It's messy.
isn't
It's
it?
too
What
messy.
should she do?
I really do think you kind of got to consider divorce and co-parenting. But I can't imagine 4 kids under 10. Wowzers. But an arrangement with co-parenting.
Yeah.
You can't come into it.
You can't stay for the sake of the children.
No.
And
No.
You can't.
If she's saying because she wants to stay because she still loves him and she wants to work it out with him, that's a different story. But it doesn't really sound like that. It sounds like she's considering it because of the children.
Yeah.
Children know when you're upset and when you're going through stuff and when you're not in a happy environment. So there's no point staying for that.
And dishonesty.
And also, if he's not being his authentic self, he's going to resent her too.
Exactly. It's not going to last.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's just like getting to the bottom of like who is he, because she clearly doesn't know who he is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And he has to be okay with saying who he is. And then I guess they can work from there. But I don't know if 4 kids under 10. That's.
I don't know. It sounds like he's been trying to prove a point. What's up, aunties? I just came back from a girls' trip and found out my husband has 3 other bank accounts that I don't know about. I found out because I checked his statement and noticed there were transfers from 3 accounts with his name on it. Now, I'm not necessarily mad, but I don't understand why he felt the need to hide it from me, as I've been open with all my bank accounts. I personally think it's shady behaviour, or am I overthinking? Patricia, who's 38.
I don't think this is shady. I don't know. I have lots of bank accounts.
Does Ross know about them all?
I don't. I never bring it up. Like, but it's business. They're my bank accounts.
No,
That's
it's
how
not.
I
Yes,
feel.
now.
That's how I feel.
He
Like,
has loads of bank accounts too.
yeah, you might have a joint account, but then you've got your own things. Like, it's not shady.
It just seems
As
weird.
long as
But you
he's
should
doing what
separate
he's
your money,
supposed to.
no?
Right. As long as he's doing what he's supposed to do in their joint account and nothing is falling down, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, Alex.
So,
Shadow?
Struggling with this one. I'm not gonna lie. Seriously. Yeah, I think then there is like a level of like, if you talk about money and you have a conversation about money, why don't I know? That's what I'd be thinking. Why don't I know? Like, and if there isn't that transparency, that kind of like, I don't like that. I just feel that you're peeking into my curiosity, and then my curiosity could run with my imagination. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not a good space.
I'm with you
But
in a
what
little
about
bit.
that chick that we spoke about a while ago, and
Yeah.
she had 20k or so in her bank account, and her mum was mad angry because he didn't know about it.
I think I was
But he was entitled though. She's not saying I want what you have. She's not saying, this woman's not saying that. She's just saying like, I've noticed something.
Yeah.
Why didn't he tell me?
I think it would be weird to me that it be a secret because.
But is it a secret?
No,
or
but is it a
it's
secret?
not
It's
told
the
her?
way she's saying it, I found out because I checked his statement. So what
So what should he have to say? By the way, here I am. Here's my account. I've got an account here, and I've got an account there, and I've got an account there, and I've got this.
But I think if you're discussing that, I think if you're as Shade was saying, when you're discussing money, and maybe you're saving for something, you're building towards something, or it's that. Oh, my money's here. I just don't see why it wouldn't be clear.
I get that. I think it's a secret.
I think it's okay that you're just doing something, you open up an account, and I think there's elements of like, I didn't get around to telling you, but the way she's presented,
I have to tell you.
It's not have to tell you, but I feel like I don't understand the conversation like, hey babe, I just opened an account today. I don't think that's natural.
Maybe he had the accounts before they were together.
But my point is that there's an element of, why is this being revealed to me now? Why am I discovering this now?
Because she checked the statement. So my interpretation is, their joint account, right? She's checked whatever it is, or she's seen that it's transferring from one place to another. So she's like, I never knew he had another account.
Yeah.
But my thing is, why do you need to know that he's got another account?
3 accounts.
I've got maybe 4 accounts.
But would you not tell your man?
Why am I telling you we've got 4 accounts if what we're doing is we're putting a joint account? Why do you need to know?
No, she didn't say anything about a joint account. She
hasn't also said
his statement and seen that he's got 3 additional accounts.
Yeah, so he was transferring.
Yeah.
And we don't know the conversation
money from accounts all the time.
But that's like your own action.
It's not like the action.
That's your own personal
it's just
action.
like, it's the fact that he's not being clear that he has additional accounts, and she's like, "Is this an issue?" She's basically asking, "Is this an issue?"
Yeah, I don't think
it is. I really don't think it is.
You're using the word secret because what a secret is that he's purposely not told her. Maybe he's just not told her because he's had these accounts. And the reason why I said, so what if I get a partner now, I'm supposed to sit down with them and go through FYI, I have all these accounts.
No.
But when we have a conversation about money and stuff, if you're talking about getting, but then I would think that what you're bringing to the table to the relationship, because the part of relationship I would think is the business side of it, the management of it, the sustainability of it. So is there not a conversation of what we're bringing to the table?
That's different to him having his own personal money and putting them into different accounts.
Okay, I will have a double standard though. Okay. I'm not gonna lie.
I was waiting for you to get to your double standard.
What's your double standard?
I was flipping the script in my head and thinking how she would react.
Seriously, because I just feel like as women, you have to keep something a little bit back. Like I do think that you should always make sure that you take care of yourself. Do you know what I mean? Because you can't trust me.
I would say the same for a man.
Yeah.
So if she's checking your statement, it's a question. I don't think it's immediately suspicious.
No.
You would just be like, oh, you got 3 extra accounts. Then he can tell you, because I separate my money out this way and I use it for that.
I feel like it's absolutely fine. But that's beyond the scope of what was said. Do you know what I mean? But I totally think that's fine.
Yeah.
If he can explain them, that's right.
Exactly.
If there's no explanation,
if he's like, what accounts? Then that's
what she said is, I'm not necessarily mad, but I don't understand why you felt the need to hide it from me. That could, so basic. She's presenting the fact that
she's assuming that he's hidden it.
I was like, that's an assumption.
Yeah, it's an assumption.
She's jumped to he's doing something, and I just think in this instance. That's not crazy.
Guys,
when you say ciphering off thousands, and you're like, what happened to us?
Exactly. That's different.
When you said in the dilemma,
my grandparents have different accounts all the time.
I don't know. I don't know.
We just need all the context of backstory because you see what happens.
I'm going to see your cards. I'm going to see how many of your cards you've got. They should correlate with maybe the amount of accounts you've got. Like, things need to add up. I don't like things not adding up. I think that's my thing. So if I've seen a statement, there's more accounts than what I've already had in my mindset that you have.
There'd be natural curiosity. I think there's natural curiosity because I don't think it would be dismissed if I saw it would be a natural curiosity.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having a natural curiosity, but I equally don't think that he's hiding it necessarily.
No. And I don't think
there's anything wrong with it
because nobody's entitled to my money either. So
no, it's not even
depends on the setup.
Depends on the conversation we've had.
If he's taking money from her, or maybe that's why she's getting vexed about it. I don't know.
That's the part.
We need more.
We need more context, guys. Please help us.
Because at this moment, she sounded a little. I don't think there's anything to even discuss unless you really are like, I want to know about your accounts, but I don't know. You need to know.
Okay. All right, Patricia. Hi lovely ladies, I love this segment. I felt compelled to share my dilemma. My partner and I met in April from Hinge. Things have been going extremely well and he has asked me to move in with him. Now, it would be great financially as I would be able to save so much money as living in London is ridiculously expensive. But I'm a little bit nervous that we could be moving in too fast. However, this couldn't have been more perfect timing, I'm assuming, as my tenancy agreement runs up next month. Should I take the leap and move in with him, or should I renew my agreement? Gloria, 27.
Cost of living crisis.
How romantic.
Gloria.
Woo.
Did she say April?
She said April. That's what I was like.
Wait.
She like 3 months.
I ain't.
Met in April.
Me, I can only talk about me because there was always the other, there's always that group of people, and it's like I met him on a Wednesday, and by Friday we were engaged.
Yeah,
there's always that person, right? But you see me, I am not moving in with Nata man. I need to have my own things. Like no, like you're gonna give up everything, gonna move in with him. You don't know him. You haven't even been together for 6 months.
Yeah.
You might not like the way he breathes at night or brushes his teeth or the way that he doesn't put the toilet seat down.
Yeah.
And you're invested. You've moved your whole self into his flat now and you've got nowhere to go. No, not me.
Gloria,
I think it's too soon.
50% shares. Like, if your costs were reduced by 50%.
This is what I'm saying, and I've got no agreement. I'm siding.
Yeah.
You're gonna pack up your shit. You are gonna pack up your shit and go live with some man that
you know what I love more than anything is money. You know?
Living crisis.
It's a lot. I think if you've got a backup plan, a plan B, that if it goes pear-shaped, you're not uprooting a whole existence to then be possibly destitute and homeless after the fact. Maybe try it out, but I would say don't do it. But because
the only way I'm doing it is if I can keep my yard and rent that bad boy out. Then fair.
Have some sort of backup plan.
I'm not having nowhere to go.
I think just stack.
But she made because
you might not make it past the stack. You
renting,
moved in, and then 2 weeks later you hate him. Stack what in 2 weeks?
Okay, but then you've got, it's kind of like nothing venture, nothing gain, a little bit.
Oh wow.
Like honestly,
I'm actually not opposed to this.
I'm not like, I feel like maybe that's my risk in nature. Like, what's the worst that could happen? You can be an axe murderer. I guess that's the worst extreme. So now I've said it's unlikely.
He could just be annoying.
He could just be annoying.
There's lots of what's the worst things because she doesn't know it's 3 months.
That's what 3 months.
She does not. She doesn't. 3 months.
He is still putting forward his best foot. He's still pretending right now.
People go into Love Island at 27
and then they come out and leave
all their belongings.
They leave their homes.
They do leave. Some of them
do. And I hope that they're going to.
But then they're getting money from Love Island.
No, they don't get paid that much.
Everyone does, and that's why I wouldn't.
I don't mean
that.
No, but they come out, they have someone. They can find a yard.
It doesn't come
out.
It's hard.
I don't mean like they're
and
rich.
sometimes they got to move to London. It's hard.
It's a risk.
It's hard.
But it's not the same risk as a crazy
But I feel like you're
man
27. At 27, I can't lie.
She met him on Hinge.
It's. I had a flat anyway, but like if I didn't, I could definitely do this.
3 months.
Yeah, definitely.
You knew him for 3 months.
Yeah, I could definitely do that.
I wouldn't advise it, but I do think this is coming up at a pretty opportune time that your contract is running out.
This is what I'm saying.
You can half your bills.
Just if you're gonna do it, just have the plan B, C, and D.
How do we know she could half her bills? He could be one of those people that when she moves in, he could be you're paying for everything. She doesn't know what.
She doesn't
know
negotiate
what type of person he is in terms of being.
He wants her.
Maybe he wants her to move in so that she can pay the bills.
Ooh.
As long as she can't. I wouldn't advise doing this if you don't have another house to go to if he dashes you out at night. So I'm hoping you have
set the scene.
Parents or siblings or friends that you know if he does something, you can go and live with them for a time until you find another contract again. If I had all of that in place, I may give it a whirl.
I'm saying have your plan B. Otherwise, don't just go there.
27. Live with him. If she wants to settle down, this may actually work out for her, you know.
Maybe.
That's why I said there's always that one person, but no.
I just think stack. You have an opportunity to stack for sure.
Do you go live at home with your parents?
And keep looking for places. And don't stop your life.
You can do that, but if it doesn't work out, you can do that. You can go back home if you're able to.
If you're able to, guys. If you want us to solve your dilemmas, please forward them via DM to @WAPmagazine_. Your dilemmas will also be published in the WAP online magazine. Guys, what's made you sad, mad, and glad this week?
So mine is continuous.
You're bad.
I had a real tough week this week. because I found mould in my daughter's room again.
Oh my God. Fondness Council.
God.
Yeah. And it was 2 types of mould as well. It was the black mould, and then it was like the green mould, like literally growing.
Ew.
That's the one that gets in
That's
everything.
the one that gets in everything. So
Which is one that spoils and
What's
gets
that?
into your
That's
chest.
that's
Black, isn't
The
it?
green one.
and I
black.
actually, when I started to look into it, because I've been avoiding looking at like medical stuff, I think I've got some symptoms.
Oh,
No.
God.
Yeah, I do.
So
So anyway,
how long has it been since they did the whole overhaul? Is that even a
The
year
first
yet?
time.
that's about a year and a half.
That's nuts, though.
But I remember when I came back after, like, when I first came back, it was there. And
Yeah.
it took them 6 months to finish. Yeah, so. But anyway, so I found it in my daughter's room when they came to do, funny enough, mould treatment. There was just more of
Imagine
it,
that.
and it was everywhere. And then they tried to tell me how, so they did a mould treatment and they painted the wall. But obviously the mould treatment, they've only done it where they can see the mould. So it's like, my daughter's room is lilac, and they've patched it white in one area.
Yeah.
And then they said to me, oh yeah, that mould treatment, it will do for the green one. And I'm like, no, they're 2 different things. You can't treat a broken leg the same way that you would treat a flipping sprained ankle. It's not the same thing. You have to treat it differently, right? So they tried to tell me that. And then I had a really tough week with this woman above me. So yeah, it's just been quite, so that's made me very sad and very mad, because I'm just not settled in my home.
Yeah.
And it's really taken a big, massive strain on me. Yeah, and it's just a lot.
It's been ongoing
It's too
for
long. And
ages.
It's just one thing after the other. It's just.
It's their kind of lackadaisy approach to it. Like councils, aren't they? Use your common sense. Use strong treatment. Do the thing properly. Then you don't have to come back again. It's like they love to be cussed.
I mean, this is what I said to them. So they were meant to treat my bathroom as well, and they didn't do it. And I'm just like, do you not like hearing from me? I'm actually in my emails. I'm actually saying this to them now. Do you actually like hearing from me?
Yeah.
And then with this woman upstairs, they're doing what they can, but it just sounds like it could be at least minimum another 6 months before anything happens. And I feel like I'm being tortured.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It literally does take that long.
It's so bad. So yesterday I had a little win, because as well as dealing with the housing association, I took the call to go and actually deal with the local authority as well, so the environmental noise people. And they came around last night at about 12 o'clock, and they were like,
Right. Good.
so they said they're going to contact, but it's still long, because they just have to take it to court, and no one wants to be made. Judges don't like to make people homeless, and I get that.
Yeah.
So it's just all long.
Just move you.
That part.
I think that would probably be the easiest.
Well, I'm
solution.
trying, but they don't want to proceed with the case for moving me until they've done everything.
Yeah.
They won't even hear my so you have to have the application, and then it goes to a board. They won't even hear it at the board until the other things have been done. So it's like, come on now.
God.
Yeah, so I had a bad week. It made me sad and mad. I'm glad to be out of my house at any point.
To just get out. I only have a glad this week. It was really yesterday being at Wireless, so whenever the weekend is, definitely. But yeah, it was really nice. I liked being in a London festival that was run really well. I'm surrounded by young people that seem to be behaving themselves. It was quite refreshing. It was nice. Because the last time I was in Wireless, there was a mini little riot that went on. So it was like, this was a nice, settled festival. It was very good. And it wasn't too hot.
Ugh.
Whatever.
Agent.
Anyway, you're an agent in your progress. I'm just mad. My stomach is growing. I need it to reduce.
Oh, baby. Baby.
Are you having a bubba? Are you having a bubba?
That's rude, guys.
Oh, is it? Oh,
That's
yeah,
rude.
yeah, that's
It's
us.
not
I only said it because she said it. I followed it like a sheep.
Like a sheep.
Like a sheep.
Skipping sheep.
Have you
Given
ever
sheep.
done that before?
What's
Like,
that?
Said someone.
ask them.
Do
Like,
you know what happened to me one time? So one time, it was in a work environment as well, right? So I saw this woman who I've worked with like throughout all these big productions, and I saw her. I hadn't seen her for ages. I was like, "Oh my god, you're pregnant!" No, I didn't say pregnant. I said, "Oh my god, you're." And then she was like, "What do you mean?" And I felt like shit. Come 3 months later, She's like to me, I was pregnant, I just couldn't say anything.
Okay.
But I was so glad I didn't say pregnant, but we had that moment where I was like, and she knew, but she just wasn't saying anything at the time. But I did appreciate when she came back, because I was like, I felt I wanted the ground to swallow me up.
Yeah.
Because I knew.
I think I've done it, but I don't know, I can't remember, but I feel like I've done it. Like, and
So
I'm expecting a poo.
I had it happening with, this wasn't even that long ago, maybe last year my aunt saw me out in Upton Park at the market buying stuff, and she came over and was like, oh, and like touched my stomach, and I was like, Auntie, I'm not pregnant, I'm just putting on weight. And she told my cousin about it, and my cousin was like, I'm really sorry that my mum did that to you. I was like, no, it's fine. The last time she saw me, I was super skinny, so I get it. And my belly was, I was in a jumper, and it was too small for me, but I needed to, I'm just getting out. Yeah, when I got in and looked at myself, I was like, you didn't need to wear this.
Act with you. Never wear you again.
I'm also mad at myself because my room is cluttered, and in lockdown, had a really great cleanse and declutter. And I've been really good about this past year. And I think it's reflective of life. I think stuff's happening. But my room is super cluttered, and I come in my room and I'm really upset, and my room's always my safe haven. So I'm mad I've let that happen. I don't know how. Not really mad, I guess, maybe a little bit sad, because I think it's reflective of a few things. So I need to declutter, and I'm slightly stressed / mad, sad that I have to find time to schedule it, and I don't know when I'm going to get that time. I need that time to sit down, maybe just sit in the middle of my room and just like peacefully move things around and get rid of things and do a real room cleanse. So I'm a little bit sad and mad about that.
I know. I feel that. I love doing it.
Yeah.
But the thinking about doing that declutter usually sends me a little bit doolally for a while.
Yeah.
But once it's done, it's great.
I
just throw things away.
I need
to do that.
Yeah, I just throw
in
things
Egypt's
away.
room, I threw so much stuff away. I mean, I was vexed, obviously, because there was mold everywhere.
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck it.
I need to, because things are piling up, and when things start to pile up, I'm like, I don't like it. I come home, I'm like, this is not my room. It's messy. It's like that.
But it's like you said, it definitely is for me. I know, for me, definitely, my house reflects how my brain is at the moment, and my house is not me at the moment. But
feeling cluttered.
Yeah.
And we've got a glad to end on, please.
Glad. I guess my glad is the Love Island stuff, you know.
Yeah. I'm glad for that.
We're doing
you lot are doing amazing.
Are doing live shows every day at 12ish with the Shade Bar, and it's going really well, guys. It really is. Know, it's just building a little community and everything like that. Obviously, Love Island this year is great as well. It's actually amazing.
Convince me.
Best season.
Should I get involved?
Because at first when you
I'm not going to convince you because you don't like it.
Yeah.
At first when you're like, I'm not sure. I swear, like the first week or something like that, you were like, I'm not sure.
No, every day I was saying this was going to be our best. This is going to be the best season.
Oh, okay.
You can just tell from the cast.
Yeah.
It is a cast.
What is making it great this year?
There's a lot of black people, a lot of people from London, Nigerians.
It's the truth.
What I was going to say is that I saw an article, and I can't remember, I wish I saved it. I think, did I tag you guys to it? About black girls are carrying Love Island this year?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's what it's
I am loving all the social stuff and showing these three beautiful black women and how tight they are as well.
Okay, nice.
I am loving that. Don't get me wrong, I don't watch it. I just like skimming it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. What's going on? The other day I was really engaged though. I was like, oh, maybe you need to watch it. I was proper engaged.
It's nuts now because
I had opinions. Yeah.
Try and watch tonight. If you can, it's movie night tonight when we're recording. It's movie night. So yeah, it should be cool.
What's happening?
It's a good one.
But no, I think you guys, big up to, that's a glad for me as well. Big up to you.
Yeah, really glad. You guys are doing amazing.
I do have a glad actually. Sorry, I do actually have a glad. That isn't just being outside my house. I am glad that the Hive is launched.
Yes, well done to you, girl.
I'm actually like proper excited.
Project manager and that.
I know, right? In my bag. But I'm proper excited about what we're doing here, and no, it's good. It's good. So,
if you'd like to join the Hive, please email hive@gardenstudios.io or DM @gardenstudioshq.
It's lovely here, though.
It is lovely here. And on that note, that has been your Aunties Could Never. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And share.
and shots, I guess.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe not. Actually, no. Brat is the finger, not real ones.
Put hearts.
Hearts.
In there.
Love hearts. And see.
Yeah.